Picture this. You're walking through a forest. It's quiet, and suddenly, you feel like something's watching you. You look around. Nothing. But here's the wild part. A panther could be just a few feet away, perfectly hidden, and you'd have no idea. Now, here's where it gets even crazier. Most people don't actually know what a panther is. And honestly, it's not your fault. Movies and pop culture have been selling us this idea of a mysterious black supercat for years. But the truth behind panthers is way cooler, way rarer, and way more mind-blowing than anything you've seen in movies. And once you understand it, you'll never look at these animals the same way again. Stick around, because we're about to break down one of nature's biggest identity twists. And trust me, you're gonna love this. So, here's what we're diving into today. What a panther actually is. The science behind that black coat. Where these animals live, how they hunt, why sightings are so rare, and what's threatening them right now in the wild. Let's clear up the confusion once and for all. All right, let's get this straight. A panther is not a species, not a secret jungle cousin, not some standalone animal. It's a nickname, a shorthand we use when we see a big cat with a rare jet black coat. And that black coat only appears in two big cat species, leopards and jaguars. When those cats are born with extra dark pigment because of a genetic twist called melanism, people call them panthers. That's it. Case closed. Melanism basically tells the body to produce more dark pigment than usual. So instead of that golden coat with rosettes, you get this deep, velvety black. But here's the cool detail. The spots are still there. They're just hidden under the dark pigment and show up under bright light like ghost patterns. Scientifically, this often comes from mutations in pigment genes like MC1R or ASIP. Think of them as little switches that decide whether the fur goes light mode or dark mode. So next time someone says, "Look, a panther," what they really mean is a melanistic leopard or jaguar wearing nature's dark mode. Now let's talk about why this black coat exists at all. Melanism isn't just for aesthetics. It can actually be an advantage. In dense forests, where shadows dominate and sunlight barely hits the ground, a black coat is basically built-in camouflage. Studies suggest melanistic cats may have better success hunting in low light, a stealth advantage in dense habitats, and even possible immune benefits linked to the same mutation.
Think of it like this. Leopards and jaguars are already stealth masters. A melanistic one? That's stealth on expert mode. And remember, their iconic rosettes never disappear. They're just covered by that layer of extra pigment. So where are these animals actually found? Since panther just means a black leopard or jaguar, their homes depend on where those species live. If you see a panther in Asia or Africa, especially in dense forests or hilly areas, it's almost definitely a black leopard. They're more common in places like India's Western Ghats or Southeast Asia, where dark coloration blends well. If you hear about a panther in Central or South America, that's when you're dealing with a black jaguar. Jaguars live in rainforests, wetlands, and river-rich areas. Prime territory for a shadow-colored hunter. Melanism shows up more in places where a black coat helps. You won't find many black leopards in open savannas, But deep in jungle, they thrive. Sadly, both leopards and jaguars are under pressure. Leopards are vulnerable in many regions. Jaguars are near threatened. And that means melanistic individuals are part of species already struggling to survive. Now, let's talk about how panthers actually hunt. Panthers behave just like normal leopards and jaguars, but that black coat gives them an extra edge, especially at night. Black leopards are silent, calculated hunters. They're masters of ambush, incredibly agile on the ground and in trees, and they can drag prey heavier than themselves up into the branches. Meanwhile, black jaguars are built like tanks. They're stocky, powerful, and have one of the strongest bite forces of any big cat. Jaguars often kill prey by biting straight through the skull or shell, and they're incredible swimmers, often ambushing prey from the water. Both types are mostly active in low light, which makes their black coat perfect for their hunting style. They're built for shadows, and that's exactly where they stay. So why are panthers so rarely seen? Well, first, melanism itself is uncommon. Only a small percentage of leopards and jaguars are born black. Second, they live in remote, thick forests, places humans rarely explore. And third, their entire survival strategy revolves around not being seen. They avoid humans, move quietly, and hunt when visibility is lowest. Most footage we have comes from camera traps, researchers, or incredibly lucky wildlife photographers. Some individuals become famous online only because they're captured on camera multiple times. Otherwise, they're ghosts. You know they're out there, but you rarely see them. Now, as fascinating as all this is, there's a serious side. Both leopards and jaguars face huge challenges. Habitat destruction, poaching, human-wildlife conflict, and shrinking prey populations. Since panthers are just rare versions of these species, they're affected by all the same issues. The good news? Conservation efforts are working. Wildlife corridors, protected reserves, anti-poaching patrols, and community programs all play a role in protecting these cats. Every time you see a black leopard or jaguar in the wild, you're looking at something that represents not just rarity, but resilience. Pop culture, of course, loves panthers. Bagheera from the Jungle Book, Marvel's Black Panther. These characters shaped how we imagine them. But movie panthers ignore the real biology, genetics, and habitats behind these animals. Reality is far more interesting. The real panther isn't a superhero. It's an evolutionary remix perfectly adapted for survival in the shadows. Let's hit some quick-fire facts. Black panthers still have spots. You just need the right light to see them. Jaguar rosettes have dots inside. Leopard rosettes don't. Melanism is more common in jaguars than leopards. Leopards can carry prey heavier than themselves up trees. Jaguars are strong swimmers and often hunt in water. And panthers aren't more aggressive. They're just harder to detect. So, what did we learn? A panther isn't its own species. It's a leopard or jaguar with melanism, a rare genetic twist that gives them a black coat, ghost-like camouflage,
and an aura that feels almost mythical. They live in some of the darkest forests on Earth, hunt with incredible stealth, and remain some of nature's most elusive creatures. Once you understand the science and rarity behind them, you realize the truth is actually way cooler than the movie version. If you enjoyed uncovering the truth behind panthers, hit the like button and let me know in the comments which big cat we words shows next. And make sure you subscribe, because this is just the start.